Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are here with Brittany Fleshman, and she is the Vice President of Culture and Program Development at MorningStar Senior Living. And, you know, I am excited because we're talking about the corporate culture of MorningStar Senior Living and why would someone want to be involved in a community like this? There's a lot of senior living communities out there, but I think one of the things that's really important to our listeners is to understand that they're not all the same. Everyone certainly stands for something. And, you know, I think one of the things that we're going to talk about a lot today, we have been talking a lot today, of just the foundational principles and values within their organization, but they don't stop there. And I know that if you've been following Morningstar, I'm going to actually target you to a series of podcasts that we did with John Yeager, and he talks a lot about the culture or the foundation. But we're going to touch on it this time and talk about the communities that give back to the community, to their own communities as well, local outreach. So, Brittany, welcome back to the show, and I hope that I represented that adequately, because
Absolutely.
You guys do a lot.
We do a lot. No, you nailed it. That is something that is near and dear to our hearts as a company, is giving back, not just within our communities for our seniors and team members and families, but outside. So all of our communities are actually asked to get involved in a local charity of their choice, which is really neat. So we've got a lot of team members who are already involved in things in their communities, so they can get more involvement with MorningStar itself. I know here at the home office, we're involved in many different things as well. Just a few weeks ago, we went down to Denver's Children's Home, and we got to get in the kitchen, make food, and then serve it to the kids. We got to sit down and have a meal with them and hear their stories. So giving back is really, really important. And as we were talking about earlier too, with this huge generation, Gen Z, coming into the workforce, this is what they're looking for. I want the bigger picture. I want to serve more and more. So giving back locally is really, really important to us.
Yes. Well, and I also am struck, not only that, but what goes on in the communities because of this. Given that Silver Lake is 15 minutes from me, so I've been there like a million times, but I know that there's a story of some ladies and they sell candy. I don't know if you know this story.
I don't think I do.
Every Thursday, they sell candy to the residents there, and they have and the community buys the candy for them, right? They sit there and they sell candy, and they build this fund. And through the fund, they will award a scholarship to one of their dining room servers I think it's every 3 months. And so they've raised this last year over $8,000.
Oh my goodness.
And that's all done through the residents. Yes, the community bought the candy, but and that $8,000 went to this dining room server that he was off to college. And they felt so honored to be able to, because he was so good to them and they wanted to give back to this kid. It touched my heart that they do that. This is every Thursday, and you can imagine the sense of purpose that they have and pride that they've made a difference like that. As seniors that are in senior living, every single person can make a difference. And I think that giving back starts from you guys. It starts the fact that we give to the community. We do outreach activities. I know that you've supported my 12 Days of Goodness program. MorningStar is always at our events at 12 Days of Goodness, where we team up with the Seattle Seahawks, and we go to touch the hearts of seniors around Greater Puget Sound, and that's going on in December. So what we do always, we believe in that, and we're honored to have an alignment with MorningStar that supports these kinds of programs. And I think that's really an amazing opportunity for everyone. So Brittany, you talk about the foundation. I know we've had a lot of, we did a whole hour with John, but would you go ahead and share for our listeners that haven't heard that segment, just what is the foundation and what do you do?
Sure. So it's really important, like you were saying, that we give around the world too. So some of the things that we're really involved in, of course, in Nicaragua, we have our orphanage, and we've been sponsoring them and helping them for, well over a decade now. I even had the honor and privilege to head down to Nicaragua with our home office team and continue to support those children there. Serve them to the best of our ability. And then all of our teams in our communities who aren't able to go with us, they sit there and do these fundraisers, and we get to come back with these videos from all the children that they're serving, and they can see those smiles and those faces that when they show up to work, again, it is not a paycheck. When they do the best that they possibly can, we build a brand that is phenomenal. And the more we grow, the more we get to do. We've also, partnered with Life Water. Right now we're in Ethiopia, giving clean water to these villagers who have never seen it before. It's so important. And I'll never forget when Ken Yeager, our CEO and founder, said, "Brittany, do you know when we'll stop working with Life Water?" And I said, "Well, when?" He goes, "When everyone on this planet has access to clean water." And I said, "You know what? If I have to work," and I have to work until I win the lottery or something, but I love working for a company that strives to be the best we can in every arena possible. And, I've heard many other companies that, yes, they serve people, but sometimes it's just writing up the check and sending it in the mail. But we love the hands-on. We love our frontline, our residents, seeing the difference that we're making in people's lives. It's our top priority, you know?
It is. And I look at, oftentimes it's like, when they always say the buck stops here, it really starts with Ken and who he is and why he founded the company and just the type of individual that he is. But that has permeated through the entire company, throughout your communities, throughout all the different types of activities that you do. And then what I am struck by is that every community then has a local cause that they contribute to. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Right. So it's their choice, which I also love, because all of our communities are in different locations and things are near and dear to that location specifically. So our executive director at each community gets to meet with their entire team. We have an all hands once a month where everyone gets together and they get to vote on a local charity of their choice to go out and serve. And they can change from time to time. Some people invest maybe the whole year in giving back to certain charities or locals. But at the end of each year, when it comes to our big annual celebration, we like to really just focus on the communities that have given back, and they get these awards, and then they get to take it back to the communities and say, "We see you, we appreciate you. Thank you for serving."
And when you say you serve charities, what kind of activities do these communities do? Do they give financially? What specifically goes on?
A lot of our communities actually reach out to local churches who are involved in places like that. I know of a community where a church had reached out to them, and it was going back to school time. So they brought over a big bus. A lot of department heads, frontline staff, and even residents got on those buses, took them to these big storage areas, and they packed these backpacks, hundreds and hundreds of backpacks with going to back to school supplies for our students. And so then when those backpacks are delivered, whoever was hosting that, they take the pictures. We get to see the smiling faces of those kids. That's a great way. Of course, with the Alzheimer's Association, all of our communities are involved in. We get to do the Alzheimer's walk. We raise money for that. And of course, we give awards to our communities who raise the most and really celebrate them in that way too.
And I think too, just knowing again that you're making a difference every day, as being involved in the community. It truly is an important thing, but it also shows, your commitment. You're not just there to take people's money and provide a place to live. You're there to, to enrich the lives of the world around you. And that starts with you. It extends to your residents, and it also extends to the community in which that you live in. And I think that's the key. And I know that, when I have attended events, like one time I was at Silver Lake, and they showed this huge, amazing video about the culture. And I saw the orphanage. I saw the life water information, and I saw all these seniors. There's probably 35 of them sitting there in the lobby learning about the work that you're doing. And they're the pride that they feel like they're a part of this. It's something that they can feel pride. And I know, one of the things that I always say is, when you get older, if you don't have a sense of purpose, that is really can be devastating in so many ways. It's finding that core sense of purpose to make yourself, matter in the world, that keeps you happy. It keeps your being lively, and your mind working, and your brain working, and making sure that you have something to get up for and to do something that makes a difference. And I think that's really what you guys inspire in people, is having that ability that every time I wake up, there's some fun things going on, but you know what? I have an opportunity to do something outside of myself. And I think that's really the cool thing.
I agree. I think that's what drives us as humans, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys have communities up and down the West Coast, as well as Western states. And I'm going to just touch briefly, because we haven't talked about it. You do obviously independent living, you do assisted living, and you also do memory care. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes. And obviously, for each and every family, if you're looking for care options for your loved one, go to the MorningStar website. And Brittany, where do we go on that?
Sure. You can just go to MorningStarSeniorLiving.com, and it has all the information that you need, our communities and where we're located, and even the ones that are coming soon.
And that's important. I know you have a brand new community in Portland, area, Laurelhurst, that's just opening up. You've got a brand new community in Texas.
Yes.
There's some that are just opening, like really, really soon. And I know I had the honor and privilege to go down to the Hillsborough grand opening, Oregon, and I went down to Oregon to do that, to be there for that. And all the communities are so beautiful. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about Radiance, the culture, the program, and Brittany and I will be right back for a final segment right after this. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.